So here we are, NBA 2K26. I just want to show you how scummy this game is. This isn't the only game that does this. WWE scene is apparently those guys, the people that play that game are going crazy over a battle pass being added to their game. I wish that was all I had to complain about as a 2K player. So my career, as somebody who's an offline player, this game sucks. If you're somebody who likes to play solo, doesn't like to play against other players unless you're playing against a friend, and likes to just play the story mode, this game sucks. And that is because you can't play the My Career unless you spend money. So when you buy the game, obviously you get, WNBA, you get Play Now, which is normally get My NBA, which, don't need to spend any money. My Team is a mode all about spending money, but as somebody who plays offline solo, you could kind of play it and have an enjoyable experience. It isn't really super, horrible, but if you do play the online mode, you're basically forced into spending money. So this is my career player. So here's My Career. The sad thing about My Career is it hasn't been playable in quite a long time, and really the only way to, if you're going to play My Career, is to cheat. But you basically start at the lowest overall possible in 2K. I think everybody that plays it knows it. I feel like most of the people watching this are probably going to be 2K players, not people that don't play NBA. But, you start at the lowest. You start at a 60 overall, and you have to build your way up. And normally you would do this, you play games, you get, VC, and you use your VC, which is, just VC. It's not really stands for anything in this, but it's basically like upgrade points, and you could use those to upgrade your character, and that's a great idea. You play games, you upgrade your, you play games, you get points, you upgrade your character, the better you're playing the game, the more points you get. That's cool. Except it is obviously horribly rigged. This is a $70 game at its base point, and it has a battle pass they have to pay extra money for, on top of a bunch load of other microtransactions. And I really want to talk about this because I feel like not enough NBA 2K content creators talk about it enough. Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, VC sucks, and then they just move on. But nobody actually puts out a video talking about the biggest problem with 2K, which is this. And many 2K players have been like, oh, I think everybody that has played NBA 2K agrees with the fact that you should have an offline character. I've seen it brought up multiple times in forums. There should be an offline character that you can make where you can make them a 99 overall and bypass the microtransactions, but they're just fully offline. Like, I would enjoy that as a solo player. And as you can see here, quests, whatever, I don't do any of this. Here's the online mode. Look at it. Literally spawns you in the online mode here. As you can see, I'm spawned and I'm just in the My Park, and I don't care. They spawn you here because look at all the microtransactions that these people spent. Look at all the microtransactions and all this bullshit. Let's actually go to the My Career area here, and I'm going to show you just how much money it costs. Everybody talks about how it's basically $100 to upgrade your character. But I'm going to show you right here from a 60 overall, and I think I've upgraded this character like once or twice. But the problem is, not only have the upgrades gotten more expensive over the years, but that's it. Yeah, the upgrades have just gotten more expensive over the years. That's I don't know why I said not only. It just, everything costs money in this game. Everything costs VC. This is a stretch, honestly, but I think it should be illegal. I genuinely think it should be illegal to do what this fucking company in this game is doing. Not only that, obviously NFL does the same thing. I would assume a bunch of other games do the same thing, but sports games at least. But it is just bad. Minus online, again, this is not including online. You cannot play the game unless you're at the lowest difficulty, but it's just not fun. It's unenjoyable. You can't play the game at a 60 overall. It's not really, you're not going to be able to do anything. And one, nobody wants to play as a really shitty character. So you want to upgrade. So if I wanted to upgrade, say, my close shot to anything below a 60 is basically bad. Obviously, you can take skill into account, this and that. But in reality, if you want a decent character, a decent player, if you were to look at any of the actual players in the game, anything below a 60 overall means they're not good at it. So just so you know, if you don't play these sports games or NBA 2K, just so you know that anything below a 60 is basically bad. You don't want to see that. That means they're not really that good at it. Obviously, it's still they're not they can't literally never make a shot, but it's considered not really good. At least to me, I feel like it's not, and I feel like most players see less than a 60 overall, it's bad. If you see a player that's a 60 overall in 2K, they're considered bad. Hell, usually the lowest you see is a 69 overall, and actual, if you go to, few teams, you rarely see 60 overall players. 60 overall players are not even playing in games. You wouldn't even put them in the roster. If you were to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. I think everybody knows that team. There's probably like 3 players on that team that are less than a 69 overall in this game, and they will never see the court. If you were to play as that team or anything, they're not going to be played. Bronny James isn't even a 60 overall, all right? He's like a 72. You literally start off at the lowest overall possible, and that's how they get you. They try to start you off at the lowest overall. As you can see, I have 1,982 VC, which if you play like a game like Fortnite, oh, that's a lot. That's like, if you were to convert that to like, V-Bucks, that's a lot. It's not. In this game, it is nothing. It's actually, you can't afford it to do anything. So as you can see, I can upgrade my close shot here. The max I can make this is an 80, which isn't too bad. It's decent. It's pretty decent, I would say, an 80 overall. But as you can see, just to max that one bar out, that's 6,000 VC. Now I'm going to go and max out my entire character just to show you what it would look like if I were to make my character a 99 overall. And the reason why these are maxed, as you can see, so I have set maxes when you make characters in this game in order to balance the game out and whatnot. When you're creating your character, you can choose the attributes and stuff yourself when you're making the character, and what'll happen is the game will set maxes for you. So this is the highest you can go. You can't go higher even if you want to. You could do, I think, maybe badge max pluses, whatever they have in this game. But so like, I don't mind that, but the problem is, look at, just to max out this, if I wanted to be at least, okay, well, I want my character to be able to score. So here's, close shot. This is basically close shot, dunking and all of that. Just to upgrade that to a 73 overall, which, by the way, a 73 overall, if you don't play sports games, is considered bad for the most part. Like, majority of characters that are going to be a 73 overall isn't considered a good rating by any standards. Like, that's like bottom of the barrel. Like, I'm rated as Bronny James, basically. Bronny James rating is around here. All right. And Bronny James is by no means the greatest NBA player ever. All right. Like, if I wanted to get my overall equivalent to, say, like an 80 overall, it's going to cost so much more money. So as you can see, it costs 73,000 VC right here, which is insane. And obviously, as you can see, I don't have enough. So let's buy 73,000 VC. If I were to buy that, I would have to add it. And as you can see, 75,000 VC is $20. And obviously I'm not going to be spending, $9.99 twice. I'm going to be spending $19.99. And yeah, that's $20 just to upgrade my character to basically, I'm not dog shit. I'm just mediocre. I'm upgrading my dog shit character to a mediocre character is what's happening. Now, let's say I want to be, well, I want some defense with the ball. So let's upgrade let's upgrade all of my defenses as high as they can go. And the way they price things is different. So like, different attributes will have different prices. Like, it was really cheap to upgrade my close shot all the way, but something like my ball handling would be way more expensive. I don't know how they do the pricing on this, to be honest with you. The prices for upgrades are completely different when you go up. Yeah, so we got my block upgraded all the way, and now it's 114,000, which if I were to buy that VC, obviously, if you're going to do anything, you can't buy specific amounts. Obviously, look at how they have it set up. You can't buy a custom amount. You have to buy what they have here. And I'm not going to spend, I could spend $40 or $50 on this. And obviously you're going to want the extra. It's only $5 more. So you spend $50. That's $50 for a 77 overall. The character is getting better, but I wouldn't even consider them middle of the road. Literally not even considered middle of the road, honestly, yet. So let's make our character a bit of a middle of the road character here. We're going to upgrade this all the way. We're going to upgrade that all the way. Now we're going to add an 80 overall, and we're costing 145k. As you can see, if I were to go, 145k would still be $50. So let's see how much it costs to fully upgrade the character all the way. And as you can see, I can't even upgrade my character anymore for some reason. I don't know why. The max is an overall of 85 here, but let's try to max it out. So we have an 85 max. I don't know why that's the max. It used to be able to go to 99 overall. I genuinely don't know why it's like this in this game. That's kind of cringe. So apparently they changed it quite a while ago to where the 85 is the max, and what you have to do is actually play the game. Crazy. Play the game, and then you grind to get the extra max points. So even if I wanted to spend all of the money in the world to max this out, I can't. Which I hate that, because there's other people that just can play the game and get it, but whatever. So if I wanted to do this, again, it's less than 200k. So in order to max out, to get my character to an 85 overall, which I wish that wasn't the max, because apparently, from what I know, to make a 99 overall in this game, from the prices that I've seen, it literally costs 450,000 VC, which as you can see here is $100, meaning that it is $100. And I know it might not add up fully, you know, like 200k, which I mean, I guess that makes sense. 200k, you'd have to buy that twice. It gets really expensive too. As I said to you before, as the higher the overall goes, the higher the price goes. So eventually, once you hit like 90 overall and you try to upgrade, it gets really expensive. And again, this wouldn't be a problem if you got a decent amount of VC per game. But obviously, anybody who's played video games before, when you see this, you know that they're going to scum you and fuck you every way possible to make sure you could get as little as this or none of this as possible. And it's kind of sad because back when they first introduced this, it wasn't impossible to get VC and stuff like that, but now it is a pain in the ass. So let's try to do something here. Let's turn off camera shake while we're at it. And I don't even know what the difficulty is. Check. So we're gonna play a match. I'm gonna show you. I wonder, so the difficulty should be on the highest it can possibly go, which is Hall of Fame. But I don't know. Obviously, I love in the menus, options and menus. You want to buy VC? You want to buy VC? I know this is the options and you're looking for your settings, but you want to buy VC? Crazy. And again, VC is all over the place, as you can see. They try their hardest to make you buy it. I have unused attribute points. Oh. And attribute points is what you use to actually be able to get this. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Attribute points are another thing. They give you a fuck ton of them just because it's just another layer on top of it. You don't pay for those. I don't even know what, like, there's no point to have them in the game, honestly, at this point, since you have to use VC anyway. But yeah, then there's boosts. You can also pay money for boosts, I think. As you can see, it costs 500 VC to buy boosts for your character, which is basically, as you can see, you recover fatigue and energy quicker. You know? So it's just like, it's literally just like, just literal boosts for your character. Your character can have a boost and somebody else's won't because they spent money on the game. And as you can see, 3,500. There's literal skill boosts, which you could spend money on too. Gotta love to see that. You know, it costs VC. You get VC anyway. But the amount of time you have to spend on this game to get enough VC to max out your character is an insane amount, to the point where it's not even worth it. You're going to basically get burnt out of the game before you get to that point, especially if you're a content creator or something. It's just not possible. There's a reason why your favorite content creators don't even jump on NBA 2K for fun anymore, and it's because you can't really do anything with your character. I think it would be fairly enjoyable to be like, hey, you know, let's stream NBA 2K and like get to a 99 overall and like, you know, just play my career, play the story and stuff a little bit. But you really can't do that, as sad as it is, you know, compared to other games. But let's play a match and I will show how much VC you actually get for a match. So let's open the schedule here. I'm not even on an NBA team yet. That's how like not far into the game I've played. And let's play Jaden Moore here and make sure I don't get subbed out. I don't know what the difficulty is. It might be the lowest, it might be middle, it might be the highest. I don't know. I don't care about this. And it's sad because like I like my career. Yeah, people say, oh, just play my NBA, but my career is tailored to, you know, having one character, the 99 overall, building them a specific way. Like I like building the character and stuff and building within the limits and stuff. And it's just different. Like my NBA isn't built for this type of thing, you know, playing like a my career character, as sad as it is. And as you can see, I can't even get around this guy. I mean, maybe I'm just playing like ass. And I brick that. And by the way, this is not my first match. This is like, I've played a couple of matches already on this character, and I don't think I've put any upgrades into them. So, you know, like, as you can tell, like, most people aren't a fan of that. You know, imagine playing a game and imagine playing like a game like Fallout or an RPG, you know, Skyrim, Fallout, anything like that, getting into the game and, you know, Cyberpunk, and imagine playing the game for multiple hours and have literally gone nowhere with your character. 0 upgrades for your character, 0 skill points, nothing. Like imagine playing a game like, say, Borderlands. Take any Borderlands game and play Borderlands for multiple hours. You would have leveled up a couple of times at least. Whereas in this game, you could play for 3 hours straight and be the same overall. Not, you know, actually, no, that's not a lie. That's actually true. I'm not lying to you. I was going to say that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I can't, because I'm pretty sure that's true. And I know it myself. I'm the one playing. And the worst part about it is you basically get no VC for playing any of the other modes. So like I'm somebody who plays a lot of my team, and guess what? I basically get minimal to no VC for playing my team. My NBA mode that I was talking about, you basically get 0 VC for playing that mode, depending depending on how you played and stuff. It's just ridiculous. Really, the only way to get VC is to play the actual My Career, and it's just a drag, you know. Like, I don't want to play as a 60 overall the entire time. As you can see, my character just stepped out of bounds there. Love to see it. You know, like, I want to be a higher overall. This is why a lot of creators that do, you know, I think a Click, I watch a lot, Click Productions, and he will literally go back and play like NBA 2K14 and stuff. That's why I see people, you know, even today, like, people will go back and play the older 2K games, you know, 2K14 being one of the more popular ones. I feel like, at least for me, I don't know, like, if I'm going back and playing anything, and it's because you can easily get your character to a 99 overall, whether it's with cheats or without. And that's the one big thing. That's one of the biggest reasons why I hate the anti-cheat in NBA 2K. The anti-cheat isn't there to stop the cheaters. It's to stop you from bypassing the microtransaction system, because previously, without the anti-cheat, you can pretty easily, you know, cheat the game, give yourself, obviously you can make it so you could always hit it, you know, hit your shots 100% of the time, but you could also bypass the VC and make your character a 99 overall. They purposefully put in the anti-cheat to stop, you know, the mass majority of people from bypassing that, and you're basically forced into paying for VC now, and that's the only reason for the anti-cheat, because the cheating doesn't actually stop people who want to cheat at the game at all. And people that play NBA 2K Online know this. I've seen plenty of videos and plenty of people of having cheaters both in console and on PC. And it's funny because the same thing goes for Helldivers 2. That's one of the reasons why I hate Helldivers 2 anti-cheat. The Helldivers 2 anti-cheat doesn't actually prevent cheating. It just prevents people from bypassing the super, you know, cheating to get super credits, basically, which, if you don't know, super credits are like the premium currency in Helldivers 2, and you get usually you get like, you could get a max of like 100 per match, and that's if you're going out of your way to find them. You pick up like 10 super credits at a time, and it costs like 5,000, I think, minimum super credits to buy a, you know, a battle pass, which there's multiple passes. It's not really a full battle pass in that game. It's like a pass that releases with content in it, and it's cool and all, but basically, like, if you don't want to spend more money than the money you spent buying the game, it's a grind to get super credits. Obviously you can do it and, you know, whatnot, but you get more super credits per difficulty. I think super credits, you're not even able to get them unless you're on a high enough difficulty to begin with, which, if you don't know, I think it's pretty well known. Helldivers 2 is a pretty difficult game at the higher difficulties, you know, it's known for that. So I think it's just scummy, you know, again, especially with Helldivers 2 being a PvE game. You know, what is an anti-cheat preventing other than making it so people don't cheat, you know, killing like millions of bugs and like liberating an entire planet in like 5 minutes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, you don't have to worry about it. All right, I'm not telling you to buy fucking Helldivers 2. I wouldn't suggest it, to be honest. That dev team doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with that game. They make so many wrong decisions and then have to go back and do this. As you can see, I got my little thingy there, and I think your overall goes up when you do that. I'm pretty sure when you use that ability. I want to check here. Does it tell me what my overall is? No, I can't check. As you can see, I'm not doing too well, but the problem with this is this isn't an actual NBA game yet, but when your character does get into the NBA, and if you do play at the highest difficulty, I don't think it's impossible to play the game. It is still AI, and you can kind of cheese it and do this and that, but the one thing that really sucks is just the fact to, you know, make your character enjoyable, because the problem is animations, which this game is basically all animations, are locked behind getting a higher overall. So if you want Michael Jordan dunk package, which I think, you all know Michael Jordan, you know, everybody loves Michael Jordan. If you don't even have to know the NBA and you know who Michael Jordan is, you know, in order to get his, you know, iconic dunk packages with his tongue out and all of that, you know, the cool dunks that he does, you basically have to spend money on the game, or you have to get your character to a high enough overall. So you have to get your dunking to like, I think, a 90 or whatever it is, in order to have the privilege to buy his dunk package. Yes, because the packages, the animation packages, which are already in the game, by the way, in order to get those newer animations, you have to spend VC on them. And I will actually show you that. I don't want to play out this whole match. I don't care enough. As you can see, it's like there's 4 quarters and it's like full length matches, even though I have the time, you know, as low as possible. But let me go and see my player, and as you can see, we have animations here. Let's click that. I have Jaylen Brown's animation. So, you know, some of them you get for free, but as you can see, here is the animation store. If we go to moves, you know, let's go to dunks. Where's playmaking, scoring? Would it be dunk styles? As you can see, Manu Ginobili's is 2,500. Draymond Green's is 1,500. Kevin Huerter is 1,100. You might be like, wow, that's not a lot. And that's because it's not. As you can see at the bottom here, you know, bottom left here, there's requirements to have these unlocked. So basically, obviously there's height and stuff. You don't want to like have like a tall character, you know, doing a small animation, even though they used to be able to have that, but whatever. In order to get unlock more dunk styles, you have to be a higher overall. So I can't even get Michael Jordan's dunk package even if I wanted to, sadly. And as you can see, that's just for one animation pack. And I say pack, but it's for basically one animation. Like you get his dunk style and that's it. If I want Manu Ginobili's everything, well, I have to spend $2,500 on that. I have to go to layup styles, spend money on that. And as you can see, I don't even have them unlocked yet because I'm not a high enough overall. So like there's just nothing here for me to get. Obviously, some of them are free, but again, those are the default ones. I would hope the default stuff is free to begin with. But as you can see, like I just have no animations here. Here's a bunch of them. A lot of these are free, which I'm actually kind of happy to see, to be honest. I'm actually surprised about that a lot of these are free. Respect for that. Respect for that. Respect for that. I'm surprised these are free too. Yeah, so okay, more of them are free than I thought, honestly. Playmaking moves. Oh, this one's 250 VC. That one's free. Again, the actual paid ones aren't showing up because my character isn't a high enough overall to even put them on or have them unlocked. So a lot of the ones that cost money, I can't even look at because I'm not a high enough overall. And in order to get a higher overall, I either have to play an insanely amount of the game, an insane amount of the game to get enough VC to upgrade my character, or I spend the money. And as I said before, it would have been $50 to upgrade my character to an 85 overall. Now, I think, let's say you average 1,500 VC per game, which is actually extremely high. I don't even think you would get that much for playing, you know, the My Career mode, just doing the games. But say you average 1,500 VC per game and you played 60 games, that's 90,000 VC. Now, that's 1,500 while playing 5-minute quarters at the minimum. So 4 quarters, 5 times 4 is 25. And, right? Am I wrong? 5 times 4 is 20. I don't know why I got that wrong. Beg my pardon. I'm retarded. That's 20 minutes per 60 games. That's 1,200 minutes, not even to max out your character, for 90,000 VC. And 1,500 VC, I feel like, is the high point. That is like the most you usually get. I don't think you usually get more than that. I mean, I think it's possible to get more, but a lot of the time I get less than that when I play my 2K matches. 1,200 divided by 60, and that roughly comes out to 20 hours. That is 20 hours just to get your character to, that's just to get 90,000 VC, which seems like a lot, but remember, just to get an 85 overall. So 90,000 VC would get me, and as you can see, 90,000 VC gets me to a 75 overall. Remember that the max in this game is a 99. All right, so basically, if we wanted to, what did I say it was? Let me look at this here. 90,000 VC for 20 hours, so 200K. Let's say it costs 200K to get an 85 overall. 200K divided by 90,000. If I'm doing that right, 2.2. So that would be 20 times 2 if I'm not correct. That's 40. Am I right? 90K plus 90K. Yeah. So that's basically 40 hours just to get your character to an 85 overall. That's not even the max. And honestly, 40 hours isn't even enough to get you to an 85, because if it costs 200K, actually, let's upgrade this really quick. Let's do a full upgrade as high as I can go right here. See how much VC it costs. Again, just really quickly. Can't even upgrade. And yeah, as you can see, that's basically the most I could do. In order to get to an 85 overall, it would take me roughly 40 hours of just playing the normal My Career offline mode. Imagine playing a single player game for 40 hours just to get to the halfway point of your character upgrades. That is insane. And again, it's, you know, certain games it's understandable to an extent. Like I feel like Borderlands 4 is the same, but you got to remember Borderlands 4, you're constantly getting weapons and stuff. You have to realize that is strictly without buying any animations, no cosmetics for your character, nothing. That is just making them better. And you're not even the max rank, so you might not even get the stuff you want. Say you want Michael Jordan's dunk package, or, you know, this character's animation. One, you might have to spend money on their packages, and two, you might have to be a specific overall to get them. So you might not be able to get your character's overall, you know, or animations that you want, you know, famous players animations, unless you're like an 87 overall or a 90 overall in this stat specifically. And this is just one character. All right, one character, one player. This is for one player, because when you create a new character, if I wanted to create another character, you have to rebuy all of that again. You have to go in and spend more money. Yes, not even, but you know, obviously because you waste the VC upgrading the character. So if I were to exit here, and go over to my career and I wanted to create a new character, I would have to do all of that over again. Now you can, I think they changed it. It used to not be like this, but you can actually use the same character. So if I were to use this builder here, if I use the exact same character, then I think you could just start with a 99 or an 85, something weird like that. But if I wanted to create a new character, because, you know, let's be honest, basketball, there's many positions, many sizes you can play, different sizes do different things. So like, you know, maybe I don't want to play as a 7-foot player who can't really score but can block really well. Maybe I want to play as somebody who can score. Maybe I want to play as like similar to Steph Curry. So I could go on here and, you know, let's do a pro player build or whatever, you know, let's do an NBA build, whatever, you know, handedness, right, whatever. Right here, if I wanted to play as Steph Curry, I have to do a completely new build. And in doing so, I have to spend more money to upgrade that character. So basically double everything by how many characters. You know, think of like any game you play, any RPG game where you play where you're building a character and you put skill points into that character. Imagine having to spend money on every single character you make. That is basically what you have to happen. And obviously, you know, the game just was like, screw you, we're done. We're going to be offline now. Not to talk about the many bugs and glitches this game has had, NBA 2K has had repeatedly for the same years over and over. One of the most annoying bugs that I have, I don't even want to say it's a bug, I think it's a shitty feature of the game, is that you can turn your audio down to 0. All of the audio can be completely off. And in certain cutscenes and animations, it's automatically set to max. So your audio can be completely turned off, and then all of a sudden it'll cut to a cutscene or a weird animation, and the audio will be at 100%. And this has been something that has happened since the last 6 NBA 2K games, and they just do not fucking care. This is what happens when your game is monopolized. This is what a monopoly looks like right here. As much money as possible will be ripped from the pockets of the people putting the money into your product. That's what happens when you have a monopoly, and that's what is happening right here. It's happening with many sports games, not just NBA 2K26, because at least NBA 2K26 is on every platform. It's on console and it's on PC. NHL is my favorite series, my favorite sport, honestly, but it's taken a backseat to the NBA just because I can't experience it at all. And I don't have a hockey rink near me. I can't really ice skate, but the one way I was able to really interact with the NHL and hockey was playing NHL games. Well, guess what? I can't do that ever since I got a PC, because the NHL game hasn't released on PC since NHL 2014. And you want to know the even sadder part about that? You cannot legally acquire through any means any NHL game that has existed on PC unless you have the CD. So if I wanted to go back, and by the way, EA is the one that makes NHL. So if I wanted to go back and buy NHL 14, even though EA has it listed on their site, you can't actually buy it and you can't acquire it through a download. So, you know, and that's just it's just monopolization. They could get away with that, you know, because there's no competition for a realistic sim-like experience. And that's the problem with a lot of the games. The contract is basically for this experience, realistic players, this and that. So NBA 2K is under a monopoly. NHL is under a monopoly, and that's what I'm calling it. It's, oh, you could, you know, say it's a contract. Did they sign a contract? It's a fucking monopoly, bro. All right, monopolized. UFC, monopolized. PGA Tour 2K, monopolized. NFL, monopolized. MLB The Show, you know, the only baseball game you could acquire for at one point was only available on PlayStation, not even Xbox. What fucking retard thought of that? I don't know. I think it's because PlayStation signed an exclusive deal. Imagine that. Like, and that's the thing that pisses me off the most, is that these are sports. Usually with sports, you know, these leagues want to reach as many people as possible, because the more people that watch your sport means the more money your sport will make in sales and jerseys, and the more money they will make because of ads. People will want to put ads in your video or during your, you know, games and whatnot. And on the video game side of it, these leagues do not give a fuck at all, which is sad, because honestly, a lot of the ways that I feel like people are able to interact with these leagues is through video games. I'm not good at basketball. I'm really short. I can't dunk a ball even if I spent the next 10 years of my life trying to, but I can easily get on NBA 2K and dunk the ball as a character. But in order for me to get my player to a 90, hell, an 85 overall, I have to shill out another $50 on top of the 70, the base price of the game. I'm going to mind you, I did not pay $70 for this heaping pile of shit, and I never will. I bought it like half off, maybe a little bit more on sale somewhere. But again, that's just what I'm getting at. Base price of $70, by the way, on top of having a battle pass and all that. Again, NHL, hockey is my favorite sport. I can't even play the video game. It's not accessible to me because I don't have a console, and I'm not shilling out hundreds of dollars to play one fucking game. Ridiculous. MLB The Show, again, I can't play it even if I wanted to because it's not on PC. And that's just the ridiculous part of these monopolies. I hate it. I want to talk about this because I feel like this type of shit does not get enough love. I wish more people, because if enough people talked about it, then I feel like a change would happen. But the biggest problem is people have to stop shilling out money for these games, and that's the problem with these massive monopolies, is that people will not. And I don't necessarily hate them for it. Like, people that shill out money for Call of Duty, you can hate on them because there's plenty of other games similar enough to Call of Duty that are shooters where you could be like, hey man, you could play a previous Call of Duty, honestly, where you can make fun of them. But with 2K, you know, and obviously a lot of these games are just roster updates, you know, for the next year. They're roster updates. But the problem with that is, like, this is all they have access to. And another problem with these games, NBA 2K, they shut their servers down 2 years after the release. So 2 years from now, NBA 2K26's servers will most likely be shut down, and the only modes you'll be able to play after that are My NBA and Play Now. My Team, because it's online, completely gone. I have multiple. I have NBA 2K21, 22, 23. I have 24. No, I don't have 24. I have 23, 25, and now I have 26. 23, I can't hop into that game and play My Career even if I wanted to. Even if I wanted to drop $100 on that game, they literally won't let me because the servers are offline. NBA 2K25 is still online, but it's probably going to go offline in about a year or so. You can't play My Team on NBA 2K23 either because that is an online mode. And by the way, My Team is basically a loot box opening simulator where you spend money to open loot boxes. So imagine people spend thousands of dollars on these loot boxes, and I'll just show you the prices of these. If we go over the pack market, 10 packs. And by the way, this 5 cards seems like a lot, except the problem is you get one player for these packs. You get one fucking player out of these packs. So it's not like you're getting 5 different characters. You're getting one player and the rest is other shit for the mode. And like, look at this, 51 packs, 450,000 VC. That's $200. I think $100. That is just insane. And we have to talk about this. Not only are these packs extremely expensive, but they are FOMO also. Of course they're FOMO. We want your money as much as possible. As you can see, there's a couple packs you can buy, and we're on the power pack. Well, previously, they change like every season, every couple weeks, where like these packs won't be in the market anymore, and you will not be able to get these players unless you go to the market and buy them. But obviously, I think the players are added every new year, so they re-add them. But like, as you can see, like, you know, available limited time. There you go. It says it right there. FOMO. Don't be a FOMO. Fucking, I don't even know. I was going to say something and it wasn't make sense. But as you can see, you know, if you want these, and obviously you see these characters at the top. Oh, look at all the 100 overalls. You could spend $1,000 opening these packs and not get a single 100 overall card. And I've seen it. I don't know if you've ever heard of Troy Dan, but I've seen him open packs and literally not get a single 100 overall. You can spend thousands of dollars and not get a single 100 overall card. It is ridiculous. It is awful. But you could go to the exchange, and as you can see, I could get Derrick Rose, but that costs a 100 overall festival card, and it's just, this game is shit. Sports games are monopolized. It is 100% a monopoly, and I think it's disgusting, and I hate it, and I wish more people talked about it. But that's why I'm here today, just talking about this, because it just, as somebody who plays the game and really just wishes I could just make a character, make a 99 overall, and play My Career, just the My Career mode. I just want to play My Career. I don't even want to play online. I don't care about playing with other players. I don't play with other players. I just want to play the story mode, and I can't even do that without shilling out another $100 for a $70 game. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.